In our top story tonight at 11, it's been a week since family members and survivors of the Old National Bank shooting in downtown Louisville filed a lawsuit against the gun shop that sold the rifle to the alleged shooter, Connor Sturgeon.
Yeah, according to the record, River City Firearms had 9 violations dating back to 2017. Well, now families are urging for justice. ABC 36's Anna Medina spoke with the ATF about these violations.
Our mission, quite simply, is to protect the public.
With a pending lawsuit for families and survivors of the Old National Bank shooting, there are many questions lingering over licenses and violations for gun stores.
There are more than 130,000 licenses in the United States.
The Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives is mainly responsible for regulating the firearms and explosives industry.
There are about 700 or 800 industry operations investigators. Those are the investigators at ATF that are responsible for inspecting license applications.
But what makes a business eligible for a federal firearms license? For beginners, there can't be a history of violating the Gun Control Act.
They also have to demonstrate that they've got premises that are suitable for operating a firearms business. If someone is interested, then they will complete an application to apply for that license. That application goes to the ATF.
What's important? A firearms dealer must look at that applicant to make sure they can't buy a gun.
They will sit down with them and go through the application and talk about their requirements in terms of record keeping, in terms of conducting background checks, in terms of making sure that they have a safe and secure inventory and that they have a good accounting for all the guns that they intend to have in their business.
If the license is granted, the ATF will continue its relationship with the business through audits and inspections.
So we've noticed that they've maybe violated the Gun Control Act.
But what happens when a report reveals there have been violations?
We're going to go back and figure out if they continue to do that. Generally speaking, FFLs don't. We have a very compliant population of FFLs. But if we find one that is conducting or having, if you will, more violations, the Gun Control Act gives us the option to revoke the license, and we would revoke based on willful violations.
In the case of the Old National Bank shooting, River City Firearms had 9 violations in 2017, from failing to report multiple sales of pistols and revolvers to not completing certain ATF forms.
We only can revoke for willful violations, and specifically we focus on public safety violations. So the public safety violations include things like failure to conduct a background check on a firearms transaction. Yes, the licensees may get a violation for something like failure to file the form properly. Forms must be filed in certain ways, whether it's alphabetical or by date. But generally speaking, we're not going to revoke for those types of violations. It's only going to be public safety violations.
The ATF doesn't regulate gun stores on preventing sales to someone who's mentally ill. For ABC 36, I'm Anna Medina.